A study published in late 2023 examining taurine concentrations in blood across species and its relationship to aging made a significant impression on researchers working in the longevity space. Taurine levels decline dramatically with age. By middle age, circulating taurine in humans is roughly a third of youthful levels. And supplementing taurine in aging mice and monkeys was associated with improvements in multiple health markers and extended lifespan. While the leap from animal studies to human clinical recommendations requires appropriate caution, the publication renewed interest in a molecule that has been sitting in the nutritional research literature for decades, showing consistent associations with cardiovascular protection without quite receiving the mainstream attention it arguably deserves. Taurine is a sulfur-containing amino acid, technically a conditional amino acid, meaning the body can synthesize it, but perhaps not at sufficient rates under all conditions, particularly with aging. It is found almost exclusively in animal-based foods, with seafood and shellfish representing the richest dietary sources. Beef and pork contain moderate amounts, while plant foods are essentially devoid of taurine. The body can synthesize taurine from cysteine and methionine, but this synthesis capacity appears to decline with age and is insufficient to maintain adequate circulating levels in older adults without dietary input. The cardiovascular biology of taurine is multifaceted. It modulates calcium handling and cardiac muscle, which is relevant to arrhythmia prevention. It exerts direct blood pressure-lowering effects through its influence on the renin-angiotensin system and by promoting sodium excretion. It appears to reduce oxidative stress in vascular endothelium and to modulate the inflammatory pathways that drive atherosclerosis. Population studies comparing communities with high seafood intake to those without consistently show lower cardiovascular mortality in seafood eating groups, and while omega-3 fatty acids are the most discussed explanation for this finding, taurine is a plausible contributor that often goes unacknowledged. For individuals who do not eat seafood, whether by preference, cost, or geography, this creates a genuine nutritional concern that supplementation can address. Taurine supplements are widely available, inexpensive, and have an excellent safety profile across the research literature, even at doses several times higher than dietary intake levels. Typical supplementation ranges studied in clinical contexts run from 500 to 2,000 milligrams daily, with no significant adverse effects documented at these doses in healthy adults. What makes taurine an important part of the aging nutrition conversation is precisely its specificity to animal foods combined with declining endogenous synthesis capacity in older age. It is not the kind of compound that headlines generate around, but the evidence base for its cardiovascular and potentially anti-aging roles is more substantial than many people realize. Anyone eating a primarily plant-based diet who has not considered taurine status, and most haven't, because it rarely appears on standard nutritional guidance lists, would be well served by looking at this more carefully, particularly if cardiovascular risk is a personal concern.